Hi everyone, I'm going to start with a card for the luckiest day of the year, or one of our luckiest days of the year, which is coming up this Sunday. Actually, I'm starting with two cards for Jupiter. So Jupiter has stilled as of yesterday and is going to turn retrograde, bringing us to a moment in which we've gone through all this stuff since Jupiter has gone into Sagittarius last November, especially through the of the, for lack of a better word, of the eclipses during January, and now we're already, I was realizing, halfway toward the eclipses of July. So we've had all this momentum and insight, and now we're halted at this sort of haltingly still moment, and then we go retrograde, where we can incorporate that momentum and that insight into our lives, into our understanding, into our decision making. And we have a lucky Jupiter day, King of Cups, on Sunday. So that's awesome. So that's like such a gorgeous integrity of feeling and embodiment and shapely love. So that'll be for our Sunday luck. And then I wanted to pull one for the black hole that we have, Ace, that we've just seen photographed yesterday. The Ace of Swords. So this increasing understanding of all of humanity in all the disciplines and all the ways of understanding the stars and ourselves. And so this increasing clarity and gorgeous process we're going through of coming into a more just and gorgeous world in which we can all live in our soul's true shape brings luck into each of our individual lives and consciousness as well. And then I'll just draw one right now for Jupiter retro. I'll obviously speak more about that, if that's going to be an ongoing thing. Actually, for Jupiter retrograde, I think I'll pull one from this other deck. And I'm going to do, I'll see how much time I have, because I have to go to work. But I'm going to try, I'm trying a new thing of making this for all the signs, and you can kind of choose what resonates with you and use both your, your sun, your sun, moon, rising, and any whatever else you know of your chart, which I could help you with in a private reading if you like. And I have a special on those till Easter. Anyway, I'll do cards for each sign by element. Okay, so earth, air, water, and fire, and then also by modality. So I have cardinal, mutable, and fixed. Okay, we have the Emperor for the Jupiter retrograde. So it's almost like combining these two things into the building of a human life here on Earth. So the flow, really the flow of love that created you, that brought your soul here, and that whatever the circumstances of your birth, your soul embodied itself, imagined itself into being in this gorgeous form that you should enjoy, and enjoy all the feelings and all the senses that you have, while here on Earth. And also it shows a deep integrity in that, so that is not sort of harmful to anyone. I've talked a lot in recent videos about coming to a time when our curiosity and our inventiveness as humans can be expressed in a more balanced way, so it's not causing collateral damage to our planet and our very own bodies, which are part of the planet. And this is that idea in terms of sort of our curiosity and our felt experience and our senses, our sensual way of understanding ourselves and expressing ourselves and being an inhabitant of our soul in this body and here on this planet. Okay, so and then this clarity, this deepening clarity that is coming, and it's confusing because things are very polarized in a lot of ways, but we are birthing a new world, as people watching this video are probably already aware of. But anyway, and so this is sort of a time for integration of those experiences on a human level and as a collective. So on an individual level and as a collective. So as you're working with people in your life, it might not always feel perfectly flowing, but trust in the depth of your own soul's nature. Go to your core if you feel lost. Okay, I'm going to do the moons. So we have our second full moon in Libra of this year coming up next week. And for that I have the sun, which is so beautiful. So, it's spring. We're going towards Beltane. Things may have been unclear, especially during the Mercury retrograde in Pisces. And just, all the baggage or all the trauma, everything, all that's been embedded in our bodies, our psyches, our cultures, that's been really dense, and we are coming to a time where it can be. Yesterday I made a video and then it didn't record the entire thing, and I ended up just deleting it. But I talked about how some of our many of our sort of religious practices and even medical practices, ways of understanding things, have this punitive aspect to them, like you must suffer, sort of with the chiron. I was talking about it in terms of chiron and vesta, the sort of wounded healer idea, and maybe the over-carer idea, which is another form of self-wounding in a way, or it can be self-destructive. Or self-neglect, that these things do not, and nothing needs to be neglected. No part of you needs to be neglected in this new time. And thus, when you do that, then no part of anyone else need be neglected. Not that it all need to be shared with the entire collective, but there's nothing that's not acceptable. There's nothing that's not renewable under this bright, gorgeous sun. And here we have the devil. New moon, May 4th. So again, it's releasing these old ways of kind of harming yourself and not allowing yourself to fully be, and that's not come necessarily from within yourself, but it's been embedded there. And then we have for the full moon in Scorpio, we have the Two of Swords, and I've been liking the version that's in this deck. I think it might, it's still at the top from yesterday. This is about moving beyond any limitations, real or imagined. Anything that's seen as a limitation is just like, that's compared to what is that a limitation? Perhaps it just is the way things are. So this one, Sarah Shipman has Helen Keller on Two of Swords, someone who absolutely was so propelled by this brilliant, this brilliance, this love, this curiosity, this ambition, this gorgeous humanity, right? And you can say, yes, she had severe physical limitations, but she was so unlimited, right? So that anything where you've kind of blinded yourself, or you're trying to protect your mind or to protect your heart, you may release that, okay? You may release that in the light of this bright sun, okay? And those also go along with what will be happening during the Jupiter retro. I might pause here and then go into another video to